Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of DSM Smiles. My name is Seth Johnson, and I'm your host for this series. We have some exciting stuff coming up, but before any of that, I want to kick us off with another round of Chain of Hope messages. All right, remember, these come from a local DISD middle school, so let's jump on in here. I hope I grow up to be very educated. I hope so too. Education matters. Is something that we need to fight for. All right, what's this next thing? You may feel like you're a disappointment right now, but you're not, and it will get better. It will get better. And you might do things that kind of hurt yourself and others, and you might hold on to that, but you got to learn to forgive yourself as well as forgiving others too. Just remember that you're important and you need to take care of yourself also. Never regret a day in your life? Yes. Good days give you happiness, and bad days give you experience. Wow, those two go hand in hand. Wow, that's really great advice there. You did the best you could, and that got you places. All right. You're great. You are great. You have a meaning. You do have meaning. There is a way out for those looking. That's really good. These are very deep today. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. All right. It'll get better. You know what? I really hope it will, especially with all this virus stuff right now. I know it will get better. I'm really hoping that some of that change will come sooner rather than later. It's okay to be different. It really is. Each of us have our own unique path that we take. Every one of us is an individual, and our stories are unique to us. And they're important, and we need to share those stories because there's a commonality that we all have with each other. But if we don't share our stories and our uniqueness, we won't know. And sometimes it feels like you're isolated and alone, but then you got to remember that there are other people that are experiencing something similar to you. Not exactly the same, but similar, and they can relate. And that empathy is just really good for us to grow together as a community. All right, our last one for today. You tried many times, but it's okay. Try harder next time. We all just sometimes need to try a little bit harder, and it can be hard, and sometimes we struggle and we fall down, but we just always have to get back up again. So thank you, DISD Middle School, for sending these in. We really appreciate you sharing your hope with us. Now we're going to go off to a new segment brought to you by Mark What. All right, take it away, Mark.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Mark, and I was asked by the wonderful people at DSM to partner with them with their new web series, DSM Smiles. And I think it's just amazing and incredible and brilliant, and I just love everybody at DSM. Shout out Devon, Allison, Seth. Y'all are so great. Anyway, what makes me smile, what makes me just like beam from the inside and out? I don't know about you, but me, I love to eat. Nothing will make me more happier than through my stomach. I'm not lying. So I've decided to do a little, to hop on local restaurants in the DFW area that people may or may not know about. So let's get started. For today's adventure, my nieces and I went to Bop Soul Kitchen in Oak Cliff. It's one of my favorite Korean fusion places to eat, and it's right next to City Square, which DSM volunteers weekly at their food pantry. I ordered the create your own Bop with noodles, corn, jalapenos, and zucchini, and my nieces got glass noodles and a spicy bop. We also got these amazing kimchi fries to share. So good. We killed it all, and I want to go back for more. I will say I will give them props for socially distancing all of their guests because the patio was the only thing that was open and it was every other table that was available for sitting. So good on you, Bop. Well, that's it for this episode.
Hello everyone, my name is Samantha Poole with a DSM News Update. Dallas Summer Musicals works with hundreds of partners and donors to help bring Broadway to our Dallas stage. Over the past decade, Texas Instruments has shown unconditional support and has gone above and beyond to ensure we are equipped to make a measurable impact in the community with our education and community outreach. The Texas Instruments Foundation grant allows TI to support the cultivation of emerging young artists, arts integration in schools, STEM initiatives, and much more through all the work we do at Dallas Summer Musicals. We thank you, TI, for your continuous support and your dedication to our arts community. TI is a true example of the spirit of Broadway in action here in North Texas. Back to you, Seth.
Now it's time for some global news. So some of you might know that this year marks the 250th anniversary of Beethoven. Now, arts organizations across the world are presenting different Beethoven concerts and engagement opportunities as a way of celebrating Beethoven's work. In fact, DSM actually presented Hershey Felder Beethoven Live from Italy, which was a pay-per-view concert celebrating the great Beethoven, and had a lot of success. Now, one of my favorite recent news stories comes from Budapest in the Danubia Orchestra, which held a series of concerts specifically adapted for the deaf and hard of hearing. Now, what this company did was amazing and a great tribute to Beethoven, who was also deaf. So the company provided special hearing aids to help transmit sound vibrations, and even sat some of the audience members amongst the musicians so that they could feel and touch some of the instruments and really just feel more of those sound vibrations throughout their body while the musicians played. It's such a beautiful way to celebrate one of the world's greatest musicians and just greatest artists, and uplift a community that's often overlooked in the music world. So thank you, Budapest, for sharing that with us and for uplifting your own community members and inspiring the world just to create more opportunities for hard of hearing and deaf individuals, especially within the music community. We really see that, and we just want to say thank you. That's amazing. So I've been asking members of our community, what makes you smile? And we have some really great submissions, actually, of people sharing their story of what they're doing right now that makes them happy and makes them smile. So I want to show you some clips from our community right now. Hey, everybody. In this segment, me and my dog Sal here have been asking people on Facebook and in the community what has been making them smile. And we've gathered various different stories from just wonderful people all over the place. Here today we have Holly and Carrie talking about a really amazing program. Holly, would you like to explain what you all are doing?
Hi, Seth. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. Sure. My name's Holly Walsh, and I am the Whites Chapel Refugee Welcome Team leader at our church. We are over in Southlake, the Whites Chapel United Methodist Church. Our program is called the Refugee Initiative, and it has many branches under that title. I'm the branch where we welcome refugees that arrive into America at DFW. We set up their apartment for them. We collect furniture from within the communities and get it all decorated, fill the refrigerator with food so they have plenty to eat when they get there. We pick them up, take them there, and get them all settled in, and then we mentor them. We develop friendships and relationships, get their kids enrolled in school, and help with any needs they may have. But in addition to my team that I lead, which we have about 80 people on the team, and I'm happy that Carrie is one of those 80 members, we also have branches that teach English. We have a large, right now on Zoom, they're teaching English as a second language to many other refugees, and it's broadened up with this virtual teaching tool. Now we're teaching all across the Metroplex, and we're looking for more teachers if anyone's interested in teaching with their computer at home.
Wow.
And then we're also doing a mask initiative. We're right now making 500 masks to give to all of our refugees, the ones that are especially on the front line. We have a lot working at Amazon, in factories, warehouses, meatpacking plants. We want to make sure everyone has a mask. So there are a lot of things happening, a lot of volunteers in our program. My team personally, in the last 2 years that we've been formed, we've helped over 100 people.
Wow.
It's been exciting.
That's incredible. That's just amazing how many communities and different people you're able to help with this program. I wasn't even aware until Carrie actually told me a little bit of her story on Facebook. And actually, I think that's what I would like to talk about next. Carrie, can you share that story again with us?
Sure. So Holly and I have known each other for years, and so I kind of knew she was doing this, but I didn't know completely what it was all about, honestly. And we had some furniture we were able to donate to her, and that's kind of when I got a little more plugged in and got excited that we were able to completely furnish this apartment for a family that came here with nothing, and just it's a pretty cool feeling when you can do that. And so I guess probably my latest favorite story. I'm very new on the team, but last week I just happened to be perusing Marketplace, and brand new end tables popped up, like brand spanking, not a scratch on them. The lady had them in her house, but they were perfect. And she put them on there as a giveaway. And so I contacted her and said, hey, I work with this team. This is what we do. Are they available? My husband and I ended up driving over to her house. And she said, well, since you do that, I've got a 30-inch TV that I can give to you. And I've got a lamp. And by the way, I've got an armoire and 3 more bookshelves if you want those. I'm selling my house. I'm moving. Turned out it was a situation where it was a job loss, and she was selling her house, kind of paring down and moving into a studio. And we can't always take, we can't take large pieces of furniture. I found out from Holly, we can't take big stuff because a lot of the apartments are very, very small. So although I was not able to take the bookcases, we still were able to get a majority of the things. Got them delivered to Holly. And in the process of all of that, just happened to overhear another friend who had been looking for some bookcases for her daughter's rooms. They needed to be a certain size, and she hadn't been able to find them. And so I remembered this lady, and I said, I don't know if, do you want to sell those? Because I didn't want to take someone's stuff and, not give it to the proper place. So I said, do you want to sell this? She goes, no, come get them. Ended up being able to go back and get those and take them to this other person who was able, to use them as well. And last night she sent me a picture of her daughter in her room with her brand new bookcase with all of her art and everything on it. And I was able to send that picture back to this lady who is grieving so much loss right now and just really needed something to brighten her day. And so I was able to send that back to her, and it just was, it's a little something, but it can make such a huge difference. And basically all I did was, find a table and drive a truck. That was my thing, and connect with Holly. So, we were able to bless people that from the program that are getting the stuff, and then these other people on the side with stuff we can't use. So it's been incredible, and just the people that have come out of the woodwork to give things, it's reaffirms your faith in humanity when you see that kind of kindness and realize it doesn't take a lot to brighten somebody else's day.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's those little acts of kindness that if we all just keep doing and keep snowballing together, it makes a really big difference in our community. And I think the more of us involved, just the better, and the better we all feel, really. So Holly and Carrie, thank you so much for sharing that information and your stories with us. Viewers out there, if you'd like to get involved, we'll go ahead and put some links down below in our description. So check that out. And if you have some good news and about what makes you smile or anything like that, send us an email and we would love to showcase that. All right. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
So why does seeing the Neo-Wise comet make me happy? When I stop to think about how big the universe is and how much there is to see and how much there's to do, how much we won't actually even get to see or do, not just as people, but as a species, it's really hard to not be filled with this sense of amazement. The Neo-Wise comet is a comet that only comes by the Earth every 6,800 years. The fact that I get to see something like this that just won't happen again in such a long time, I can't help but smile. It's incredible, and that's all there really is to it.
Hi, my name is Tanner McAlpin, and I just wanted to share with you something that's been making me happy during these quarantine days, and that's this new hobby that I'm getting into of stained glass. So basically, stained glass is just cutting decorative pieces of glass and configuring them into little pieces of art, whether it's three-dimensional, like this little coffin jewelry box that I've started. It's just taped together right now. Or a little sun catcher, or even like a full window piece, like up here. You can do lots of different things with it. And now I'm going to show you a little demonstration of my favorite part of the process, which is the glass cutting, which is what I was most fearful of at first, but it actually has turned out to be my favorite thing. Don't forget your safety goggles. Let me clean them off. And so basically all you do is you take this little glass cutter. It has a little wheel and some oil in it. You line up your glass the direction you want to cut it. You press in, make one score all the way down the glass, which basically just scratches the surface and puts oil in the little cut that it makes. And then you use these running pliers to carefully snap the glass into two pieces. So it's very simple. Something that I do want to say is don't be afraid to explore new hobbies and new interests that you might have. And if it doesn't work out and if it's not your thing, that's totally fine. At least you know it now. But what I will say is keep an eye out at garage sales or on Facebook Marketplace for things that interest you, because chances are somebody else has tried this hobby and they weren't into it, or maybe it's time for them to get new tools and they're getting rid of their old ones. That's how I got this entire setup for $25 on Facebook. So keep exploring and have fun.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing those ideas and those things that make you smile. I'm really excited to start doing some stained glass that Tanner showed us, and even helping out some of those charities that Carrie was talking about. This sounds amazing. And don't forget to look for that comment. Hopefully it's not too late by the time you see this. I'm hoping to go ahead and see it either tonight or tomorrow. I'm very excited about that. And now we have a guest good news anchor coming all the way from New York. Dominic was in the cast of Spamilton. And if you don't know that, that is a wonderful comedy musical that's a spoof of Hamilton. And speaking of Hamilton, the great Lin-Manuel Miranda recently has released a documentary about the creation of Freestyle Love Supreme, which is one of his recent shows on Broadway. So to give his perspective on Freestyle Love Supreme, Dominic, take it away.
Hi, I'm Dominic Pechakonis, and I was most recently in the first national tour of Spamilton, an American parody, which was a parody of, you guessed it, Hamilton. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Freestyle Love Supreme. They are a hip-hop improv group created by Lin-Manuel Miranda and Anthony Venezielli back in 2004. They just had a documentary on Hulu called We Are Freestyle Love Supreme, which tracks their origins, and I just watched it and my mind is just blown. I mean, watching these guys create their own project, create something that is theater, is improv, is music, is hip-hop, all in one package, it just proves that theater can be anything you want it to be. Artistic expression is endless. And improv especially is its purest form of connection with an audience. And the way that these guys were able to connect and create a show with an audience is what makes me personally love theater. I just miss being in front of a live audience. And I think it was amazing to see how Hamilton and In the Heights flourished because of Lin-Manuel's experiences in Freestyle Love Supreme. And this connection that these guys have and how all of them mattered in this group. All of them matter. And even to this day, I mean, they were just on Broadway back in 2019. And this show and this group has stayed through all these years. I mean, 2004 to now, it's just amazing. So I really highly recommend you watch it and create whatever you want to create. There's no limits. And Lin-Manuel and Freestyle Love Supreme proves that. As long as you love what you're doing and you're telling a story and you're making people laugh and feel things, that is art.
Gosh, thank you, Dominic, so much for sharing that with us. So I've been asking some of the actors in the area, what special skills do they have on their resume? Because sometimes they have some that are very unique to them. And we got some amazing submissions. Here are a couple right now for you to watch.
Hi, my name is Camille Monet. I am an actor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and my special skill is podcasting. I host and produce a podcast called Boost, and it is a paranormal comedy podcast where every other week I ask another Dallas-Fort Worth-based actor or artist to come on and tell me their favorite supernatural spooky story. It is so much fun. I love getting to speak to other artists and interview them, learn more about them, learn more about their interest in the paranormal and the supernatural. It is available through all of the podcast platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. So I hope you'll listen and have fun with us. If you don't laugh, I'll give you your money back. Just kidding. It's free. It's free to listen. So, if you don't laugh, I'm sorry. I tried.
Actors are amazing. I can't even imagine doing any of those aerial silks. Podcasting I have some experience in, but it is a lot of work, a lot of editing, a lot of content creation. And so I just applaud both of you for all of that. That's such an amazing opportunity. If you want to listen to Camille's podcast, I'll include it in the description below. And Bethany actually has a voice studio. She's an amazing teacher. So if you're looking for vocal lessons, you're definitely going to want to check out Bethany's classes. So we're at the end of the story today, at the end of our DSM Smiles episode. But before we go, I have another amazing story to share from the community. In fact, I'm going to actually have these individuals talk about it themselves in this clip. Here you go.
Hi, DSM family.
We're the Roses, and we want you to meet our newest family member.
We know we all wish we were back at the music hall, but we have to remember that for now, it's just an intermission.
Thank you so much, Roses. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for your child. Definitely give them so many hugs, kisses for us. DSM misses you all and hopes that you stay safe during this weird time. And that goes for everyone out there. Remember to stay safe and wash your hands. Find something that makes you smile. And if you want, share it with us. We're happy to share it with the rest of the community. So until next time, bye.